So Sega just entirely killed off festivals for a lot of players. This is both the worst thing that could have happened, but also potentially one of the best things. Let me explain. The Sonic Racing Crossworlds Twitter page just posted this image of the festival points being increased. First place now getting a buff from 35 to 36 points, second getting 20 to 33, and third place getting 15 to 30. This is the worst way they could have possibly changed it, and for one major reason. Previously, in the Miku and Minecraft festivals, if you had a good team with you and played good yourself, coordinating to get tap boosts, finding the right path for the most air tricks, figuring out where the 100 rings are, you would be able to mostly secure first places and get a lot of points compared to the people who just didn't know the best routes. What does that mean? For the people who want the top 10, 100, and 1000 titles of their favorite character, this meant you got rewarded for being good at the game and had a higher chance of obtaining the title you wanted, which was awesome news. I myself really wanted the Miku title, so I found a group of friends who were also invested into it, were good at the game, and I managed to achieve 4th place, thus getting my title. But this didn't come easy. I can only speak from personal experience, but there's on record people who played straight sessions longer than I have. I had to play 22 hours on day 1, 18 hours on day 2, and 20 hours on day 3, which equals out to 60 hours of the total 72 hours that the festival was active for, which ended up making it a pretty toxic environment for the people who wanted to show their dedication to their favorite character getting added to the game. You even have people playing for 30 plus hours straight, even more than I did, just to get up there. I was only able to get more total points than them just because I scored more consistent first places, which was awesome that skill and map knowledge was being rewarded, but now that's completely thrown out the window. The point of it being a casual game mode does kind of make sense, especially with them increasing the Dompa tickets gained, which people have been begging for ways to grind tickets easier, which is also awesome. More points in all placements also means you'll be able to get these increased tickets faster. But at the same time, Sega has put up these top titles for people that want to show their dedication to the character and people who really care and are happy that the character got added to the game. To a lot of people, this doesn't really matter. They're not gonna go through the effort of staying up an unhealthy amount of time just for an in-game title, which is completely valid, but this change isn't going to just remove the people wanting titles. If anything, this makes it even more toxic and is more dependent on whoever has the ability to stay awake and grind points out the longest, no matter if you are a talented team or not. Having rewards for the top spots inherently makes it competitive, just as much as it may be casual. It's the exact same as having a cash prize pool in tournaments for people getting top 3, or in this case, top 10 but with exclusive titles. Knowing that there are multiple thousands of people playing this game, Sega even locking out World Match so more players play the mode, getting that title is going to be an achievement to be proud of. Getting these titles are never a must. I mean, hey, they are cosmetic titles in a video game. At the end of the day, who cares, right? Yes and no. Catering to the casual audience, I'd say, would probably be the best way to go. They are the majority of the player base after all, so keeping them happy is the way to go, but then how is that going to translate into how people complain about items or how gadgets work in casual play in World Match? There has to be some input being taken from the people who truly know how to play the game. Sega even stated themselves that they want this game to be competitive, as in, they want a competitive scene for the game. So if they're gonna screw over actual good players at the game for the sake of making the overall casual player base happy, because quote-unquote, the bomb item is just annoying, for example, instead of nerfing things that actually matter, that could snowball into a disaster. This is just the first change we've seen, so it's hard to say, especially with the leaks of a ranked mode coming, which they may take feedback from, so it's hard to say for now, but it is a very valid concern to have as a very skilled player in this game. To say it's not would be narcissistic. Now let's actually talk about the positives of this change, because there is a good thing to come out of this. The ticket gain from the Minecraft Festival was increased compared to the Miku Festival by 20. In the Joker Festival, according to the official post, the ticket you gain is going to be even more than the Minecraft Festival as well. This means Sega has heard people's criticism that they want an easier way to get tickets rather than just grinding Race Park, as it can get pretty boring and isn't anything super substantial anyways in terms of gain. This change, especially if they make festivals bi-weekly, will make sure the casual player base, who were the ones complaining about the tickets, want to play the festival even more, getting Sega a higher number of players during these events, hopefully softening the "we can't play world match, this is terrible" dispute, which I agree on. This also means that there's a very high chance that Sega has heard everyone's cries about the desync issues, the connection error issues, some gadgets being too powerful, and more. Sega might now very well fix online problems or buff and nerf gadgets according to the feedback from the players. This would be a massive step in the right direction for the game's lifetime, and I have a video prepared discussing the exact issues I'd like to see fixed in patches in the future. Mainly, I'd want the connection issues resolved or attended to. If I can't play the game, how would I be able to enjoy the buffs or nerfs to gadgets, right? I think this update for purely the festival side of things is terrible, as someone who's grinded out titles before, and it's gonna ruin a lot of players who would have wanted titles in the past, making the top of the ladder even more toxic than it was before. Also making people more unhealthy by staying up longer just for the cosmetic titles and ruining their health. But I can acknowledge it's a good change for the casual player base just grinding for tickets. I would have preferred, if this point system is here to stay, they lowered the duration of the festival to 48 hours or even 24 hours. That would make the titles even more exclusive, but also more realistic to stay up for in that time frame, since people are going to hard grind for titles either way. This would make it less toxic and ruin less people's health. This would also promote the average player to actually play the festival more, as it's a short time to gain a lot of tickets. In turn, you'd want to play more, which only means more numbers for Sega. But the update still feels good in the sense of that we now know for sure that Sega are able to listen to us as a community and are taking feedback into consideration to try and improve the game by fixing issues we may have. Many of them in which majority of players are complaining about the same thing. It's hard for me to say this is an entirely good or bad change at all, so I'm gonna say overall this is just a neutral update. The goods and bads equal each other out, but it's safe to say I won't be enjoying my time in festivals any longer.